Thank you so much for being here with us today, Victoria. It's great to have you. And would you mind just kind of sharing with everyone a little bit about like who you are and who you help?
Yeah. So I am a therapist based in Denver. I have been doing private practice for about 5 years now. Before that, I had been working at a group practice and for about a year did like part-time group practice and private practice and had been able to do my private practice through taking insurance. And I joined your program because I am really hoping to eventually get away from that, at least like get off one insurance panel and focus more on private pay clients to, bring in more income and hopefully just not have to work as much.
Yeah.
So the population that I have settled on for my niche, and I'm based in Denver. When I had started my private practice, I was living on the East Coast, and I'm in network with insurance panels in New York and New Jersey and still see clients there. But I'm trying to build out to see more clients in Denver and have been kind of like working on networking with a community of therapists and providers here, and really build my practice out here.
That's
And then
amazing.
as far as clients that I work with, I'm specializing in working with women dealing with anxiety, people pleasing, and perfectionism.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Your clients are so lucky to have you. And I know you have like some micro niches as well,
Yes.
kind of like ADHD and perinatal stuff as
Hmm.
well, correct? Like,
Yes.
yeah, and multicultural.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so needed. And the women you help are very, very lucky. You're such a great, warm, empathetic practitioner. So, do you have any just kind of like general feedback or anything like that?
I was just kind of like reviewing before we started and, just thinking about how helpful it's been for me. And yeah, how it just like came at kind of a perfect time in my life where I feel like I really needed something to focus on. And it's been so helpful for me, just like feeling like I have had a plan for marketing my practice. And, I think I've shared with you along the way. I had done like different kinds of like kind of piece feel, like pulling, together different free resources online for several years, trying to ad hoc it myself and just didn't feel like I was seeing any results. So, it's just been so helpful to like have a structured plan and have someone holding me accountable, have like the weekly check-ins, and I can see the progress, like with the SEO on my website and just like feeling, more connected to the community here where I live now. And yeah.
That's awesome. That's so great. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that. I'm wondering, before you decided to sign up for Liberated Practice, like were there any hesitations you had or things that made you maybe like almost not pull the trigger?
Hmm. I mean, for me, I think the major hesitation was the financial commitment, like I'm sure it is for a lot of people. But, as I had shared with you, I had just been kind of trying to do it myself for a long time, for several years, really trying to, I had like done a website completely from scratch on my own and, tried to learn SEO. And, after having completed the program, I think I was like on the right track with certain things, but just, it's so hard to do on your own while you're trying to run a practice also. And I feel like there were just some things that I wasn't really getting. And through your program, having like a structured plan that kind of spells it all out for you and being able to see the progress along each step of the way has just been really, really helpful.
So glad to hear that. Awesome. So I'm wondering, what has been your biggest personal or professional win or your biggest takeaway
Hmm.
from your time?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm just feeling so much more confident now. One, having identified what my niche is and feeling confident speaking about myself in that way, on my website and to other practitioners and really owning that. Um, and also just feeling like I can really like continue to use the skills that I've learned through this program after the program is done, rather than hiring someone who's going to, build a website for you or, do SEO for you. And then you don't really have those skills in order to move forward afterwards. I think it's been a really great investment because it's it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of learning too, which I've really enjoyed. And I'm like starting to see like the changes on like my website and how I'm getting more visitors and all of that, and just kind of feeling like I know what I need to do to continue to grow. And that's knowledge that will stay with me for the rest of my career.
100%. You have such a beautiful website. And I want to encourage anyone watching this to like, if you're willing to share, like go check
Oh
out
yeah.
his website. It is beautiful and you put so much work into it. And I mean, it's just incredible. So what would you say to anyone who's kind of on the fence about joining the Liberated Practice program?
I would obviously say to do it. I think that the one thing to really think about is, because it is a lot of learning, it is something that you need to make sure that you have the time to do. And for me, I really enjoyed setting aside the time to do that. But, that I think is the only thing to think about if you're worried about, not getting your money's worth out of the program. Like, that's not something that you have to worry about as long as you put in the work. I think that you definitely will see the results if you're willing to commit the time to it. So, I definitely highly recommend the program. And looking back on, that like feeling of uncertainty before I started, and then, I felt good once I had pulled the trigger and decided to do it. But now I like look back and I know, that was really the right choice for me.
Well, it's been such a pleasure walking with you on that journey. Thank you so much for sharing all this. And yeah, I'm so proud of everywhere you've come and where you've come from. So awesome.
Thank
Thanks so much.
you.
Yeah.